Sige po, you may not reverse it. So, again, no? Okay, aga-aga na tayo. And dapat salamat ang pagkambong niya ng activity na information caravan from AGIO meeting. Mabisan na mga kumularis ng COVID, no? Adilagyan po natin mga partners, mga partner agencies. So, we're very much thankful for that. So, now, no, para magka-saling, no, sa natin kung ano ang kaya na kami ng activity. So, the US National Activity, I like to call it the OIC, the Regional Director of the Philippine Information Agency, Director Erna S. Gordon. Palaparan po.
Salamat. Thank you very much. And good morning to all. Welcome to the Association of Government Information Officers blended meeting today. Let me acknowledge the presence of our partners, our colleagues who are joining us through Zoom, and those who are here for the face-to-face meeting at Sophia's Way. We also thank the Department of Agriculture, led by Regional Director Angel Enriquez and her team, who are instrumental to this information caravan, Association of Government Information Officers, AGIO coordination meeting. Let me congratulate the Department of Agriculture for hosting this meeting. We acknowledge your support and we are inspired with your help in making this go. We are now in these challenging times that information programs should be more aggressive, that we need to respond even as we are in the midst of pandemic. One of our strategic communication plan for the discussion of World Food Day, one DA reform agenda to include some presentation on the updates of other AGIO member agencies. As we regroup from time to time, I wish to encourage you as government information officers that we are playing a vital role in making our place a better place to live. With our piece of information, people that the government is caring for them, that the government is working for the people. The common people would likely to know, understand the government through seeing, hearing, and knowing the programs of the government, and even with their win their confidence and trust, especially when we are referring to the people whose mindset are poisoned. RTF LCAC Stratcom cluster. Our information dissemination of government program of your agency being extended in response to insurgency problem is badly needed. Your being a government information officer is not no big deal in governance, but we can be part in filling up the gap between the government and the people. Let us always remember that a well-informed Filipino is an empowered Filipino. We need to work harder, for this is our only nation, and that we have this opportunity to contribute for our nation building. We hope that we can have a productive meeting today to discuss important matters that will enhance our capability in disseminating information. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Garner, for that message, no, and rationale ng ating activity. So, we move on to the introduction of the participants, no, para natin magkilala kung hirahin mo ikon adi, ano. And atuhaan lang, naman natin na atuhaan ng Zoom kung hirahin mo, no. So, I'll just introduce to you those participants who are here, ano. So, First, we have Sol Alarcon from PIA. Tama. Yon. And we have Raul Suson from PIA as well. We have Captain Reynaldo Aragon Jr., sir.
Thank you
Thank you very much. Good morning po. Then we have, of course, Leonilo Lepido, sir. Mapayang aga. From PI8. Si Captain Reynaldo Aragon is from 8th Infantry Division. Yes. And we have Nelson Braga, Media. Nasaan si Sir Nelson? Yes, sir. Good morning. And we have Elcana Torres from PI8. Yes. Of course, we have our director from the director of the Philippine Information Agency, Director Erna Escorne. Good morning, ma'am. From PI8. We have Kevin Mendoza from LTO RO8. Brother, good morning. And we have Sir Francisco Rosaroso, the Chief of the Regional Agriculture and Fisheries Information Section of the RO8. Sir, good morning. We also have here Assistant Chief of RAFIS, Ma'am Maria Cristina Colasito. Good morning po. And we have Jasmine Caluza, right? Yeah. From the RO8. Good morning, ma'am. So yours truly, Kevin Biol from the ARO8. So yun po ang ating mga participants. Sa online naman natin, napakadami. We have, I think, 20 plus online participants, right? From different agencies. So I've seen some few friends there sa online. So yun. Yeah, sa Zoom participants, let me see. Okay, wait. Okay. Sige, introduce natin ang ating mga Zoom participants. So we have nakita. Sige. We have from what? Sige. We have from PQS, Sir Modina. Yeah, we have Sir Alcimit Soria from Department of Agrarian Reform. Good morning, sir. We have Sir Lieutenant Potato. No? We have Ma'am Lerma Parado from TESDA 8. Good morning po. We have from FPA, Ma'am Claudette Tarsinio. We also have from DPWH, Paula Mangaporo. We have from PCA 8, Lourdes Grabador. From DBM, Ma'am Riza Joy Baras. From GSIS Tacloban, Joy Pumanes. Mopeng aga po. And then we have from PAAP, Valerie Ambait. PSA 8, Miss Aurora Estolano. We have from Comelec, Hasile and Tatano. From DOJ, sorry. Miss Shannon A. Pelias. Good morning. Then we have from BSP Tacloban, BSP Tacloban, Ma'am Erma Lagarto. Okay. Pwede pa check. Check muna natin yung medyo nag-e-echo daw. So we have Sir Nord Aseo from NEDA, tama. We also have from Civil Service, Antonia Bautista Quijano. Then hello, sound check. Nawara. Hello. Yon. Okay na po ba? Para sa ating mga online participants, narinig yun ng klaro. From MGB8, Mr. Rogelio Napoles Jr. From DOT8, Miss Desiree Luzon. From DOST8, Miss Carly Sarvida. Meron palang echo. Pili ko, kinaharan niya ako. So from OCD, Miss Malu de la Calzada. Meron pa ba? Asan na. Bawaray na. Tama na tila. Reverse support. Sorry, parahan na. Koan. Problema na technical. So anyway, hello sound check. Babatean niyo. Klaro po ba? Okay, klaro na. I mean sa online. Okay? Okay?
Sir, still echoing po.
Sige. So let's move on, no? For the welcome message, of course, dili kita master kunwari ani message from our Chief of the Regional Agriculture Information Section. Alayin natin pa ganin palakpak kay Sir Francis Rosaroso. Sir? Hello?
Pwede pabulyo man ng guti ay baga. Good morning everyone. My respect to our partner agencies, the members of the AGIO, Association of Government Information Officers, who are physically present now at Sapuya's Way, and also watching online. My respect, of course, to Director Erna Gorni of PIA and staff, and to my colleagues, the other AGIO members coming from the different agencies. We are still awaiting for those who are interested to come to Sapuya's Way. Kasi medyo kaunti pa lang tayo dito. And don't worry about the social distancing. Kasi maraming misa dito. Anyway, I would like first to greet everyone a pleasant morning. My colleagues in the government service, fellow officers, and members of AGIO 8. I know that not everyone is personally present, but I trust that most, if not all of you are watching and listening online. So before I start, may I extend my gratitude and appreciation to the Philippine Information Agency under the able leadership of Director Erna for supporting us in the conduct of this information caravan. Our activity today is part of the global observance of the World Food Day, which is being celebrated throughout the world. It is actually observed every 16th of October. So bukas pa, which is unfortunately falls on Saturday. So for this year, we have marked this special day in advance. If you will recall, we were in Barangay Bangon in San Policarpo, Eastern Samar, last September 29, 2021, wherein we distributed food packs. We provided to the barangay residents of Bangon to somehow sustain their month-long sustenance, no? At least for 1 month. But other than that, we also give them some live chicken, native chicken for them to raise, and some assorted vegetables where they can plant or grow in their backyards. I am very happy that despite some logistical and financial limitations, we were able to finally hold this event. Over a few times of postponement due to our present condition, the COVID-19 pandemic. But we have finally been able to host this activity together with the Association of Government Information Officer. In spite of all the challenges, our association continuously exists, and the solidarity or unity of all members is, to me, simply amazing. We should attribute this to the invaluable support of the Philippine Information Agency, especially, of course, Ma'am Erna and the entire PIA staff. including the AGIO coordinator himself, Mr. Neil Lupido. Let's give a round of applause to the PI staff, please. By the way, our hosting of this Info Caravan or for Association of Government Information Officers has been approved and supported by our incumbent AGIO president, no less than Dr. Ramel Oy. And thank you, Doc Ramel. No, I hope you will be able to catch up later. No, he has a very important engagement. Sabi niya may virtual meeting siya with the Secretary of the Department of Science and Technology. But he promised to be here during our AGIO meeting. Through this meeting and other PIA-initiated event, we will be able to forge stronger bonds of fraternity among ourselves. So once again, thank you for still accepting our invitation and making this meeting possible. At this point, please allow me to say from the bottom of our heart, our endless thanks to all of you. Of course, this is not the end of everything, because we still look forward to be with you again very soon. Kasi hindi kami nagsasawang ipaalam sa ating mga partners ano yung mga nangyayari sa Department of Agriculture. And we are very blessed that we have a very able secretary in the person of Secretary William Dar, who has been around last week to visit Leyte. And we went around the municipalities of Alang-Alang, Abuyog, and we were joined in by local chief executives and of course the farmer cooperators of the National Rice Technology Forum, which has been conducted in Barangay Hubang, Alang-Alang. So by coming November, the good secretary has promised to come back for another round of course, visitation and distribution of interventions from the Department of Agriculture. So we are very happy today because we will be able to give you some information regarding the salient feature of our One Day reform agenda. This is precisely the reason, aside from the World Food Day celebration, the reason why we gathered our Association of Government Information Officers and members. So with that, damo nga salamat, mabuhay and just relax, and we will give you a lot of information for the rest of the day. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Sir Francisco Rosarosa, for that message. No, so now we move on to the discussion part. No, so kung kakamiada kita presentations and iba-iba natin nga topics for this information caravan. So to start our program proper, may I call in the Assistant Chief of the Regional Agriculture and Fisheries Information Section, RAFIS, Ms. Maria Cristina Icolosito, for to present to us the World Food Day 2021.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Sir Francis. Good morning, Ma'am Olive. To our colleagues here from the AGIO and the different regional information officers who are virtual and joining us in this AGIO meeting and our information caravan today. Unang-una sa lahat, I would like to greet everyone happy World Food Day celebration in advance. Kay kunwaray food, paano naman la kita? So ang theme niya na Ano inawara? Waray ko ka-memorize ang theme. Para itirada na. Oh, yan. And theme niya for this year, our actions are our future. So it means better production, better nutrition, a better environment, and a better life. Ito itong iya theme. And actually nga theme nga, our actions are our future, ikatulo na ini nga paggamit hini nga theme. Pero may daniya sub-theme, ito nga, better production, better nutrition, better environment, and a better life. Sige, let's go to the next. So this is the second time, admittedly, anay, huwag mabilis. While countries around the world deal with the widespread effects of the global 19 pandemic. So it's time to look into the future that we need to build together. So tungod nga 2 years na, almost 2 years na, second year na nato nga nag-celebrate nga naka-pandemic, na-realize ang kaimportante hiton pagkaon. Sige, next. So our actions are our future. The food you choose and the way you consume it affect our health and that of our planet. So it has an impact on the way agri-food systems work. We need to be part of the change. So ang mga detalye ni aada ha UN FAO website, makuri kasi pag duhan computers, waray ka kuha ng video. And usa gini-expose niya is to become food heroes. Damon mga steps, it's not only with the younger ones, but kita nga tanan dako iton may bubulig para magkaada kita insufficient food para nga tanan. Sige, next. So ni, our actions are our future and the future is in our hands. Damo iton way how we can all become food heroes. May danyagin sa site ng mga steps, mga unom nga steps. So usa ito didaan pagplant, which we have been doing. The Department of Agriculture has been distributing vegetable seeds and grafted fruit trees. We have been distributing live animals, di ba sir? And dito ha, San Policarpo. We have been doing that and many other things we can do. So for more details, just click on the UNFAO website kung ano ang may bubulig naton para hininga World Food Day. Sige, next. So aside from International World Food Day, tomorrow it is also another significant event, International Rural Women's Day celebration. And March 8, International Women's Day. And October 16 is International Rural Women's Day. So ang theme niya na, rural women cultivating good food for all. So emphasis on good food for all. So an irrational across the world, food systems depend on the daily work of rural women. They play a variety of essential roles, from raising crops and processing their harvest, to preparing food and distributing their products, ensuring that both their families and communities are nourished. Yet, paradoxically, these same women often have less access to food and a higher risk of hunger, malnutrition, undernutrition, and food insecurity than their male counterparts. See, last slide. So, amo lagi hapon ito ya. So today, in celebration of International Rural Women's Day, may awarding mga regional entries nga gin-submit para hindi nga International Rural Women's Day. Diniha Region 8, ang aton entry, Miss Rebecca Crisostomo of Santa Rita, Samar. Miss Rebecca Crisostomo is a single parent and agri-entrepreneur. And her products is banana chips, ginger, turmeric, and ginger turmeric. And she is assisted not only by the Department of Agriculture, but also by the DTI, kunahan yung taga DTI, makilala ito ira. Also by the DOST, also by the DSWD, by the BFAR, and basta may isa pang agency nga na-assist na iya. Itong awarding itong Rural Women's Day is today at 10 o'clock in the morning. So, amo gyapon virtual nagkakadurungan, pero an awarding ceremony will happen on December this year. Kay nakorean hira pag-validate han mga entries kikang ha regions para han Rural Women's Day. So, for more information, you can also go to the UNFAO website para makuha niyo further details about International Rural Women's Day. So that's all I can share for now. Thank you. And to all the women, rural women, happy International Rural Women's Day celebration.
Hello. Salamat po, Ma'am Tintin, no, para mo presentation han World Food Day and International Rural Women's Day. So we're celebrating this month of October, no, the World Food Day 2021. Okay, so later po we will be playing, no, papakita namon an aton activity nga namon activity sa San Policarpo Eastern Samar. We've actually distributed, as mentioned by Sir Francis earlier, no, we've distributed food packs, okay? Magkalain-lain nga food packs, may mga bugas, manok, dressed ngan live, tapos mga canned goods, okay? Then gulay. So we distributed it to 41 barangays, 41 families in Barangay Bangon is San Policarpo, Eastern Samar. So ngayon na lang i-play na lang namon yun na video, ano. So we will be presenting or showing you the video later, no? So let's proceed to the next topic, which is the 1DA reform agenda, strategic communication plan. So this will be discussed by no less than the Chief of RAFIS. Everyone po, palakpakan nato ni Sir Francis Rosaroso.
Once again, good morning. Good morning to our virtual participants and to our co-members and the officers of AGIO who are around here at the venue, Sophia's Way. So my task this morning is to present to you the 1DA reform agenda. Siguro you have been hearing a lot of times regarding the 1DA reform agenda. Kung ano ining sharing pahayop kaya di kita Department of Agriculture. So by the way, we beg your indulgence because talagang pag high-tech, there are a lot of glitches happening. So one of the reasons why we gathered or we are holding this information campaign is because we would like to orient and let our partners be acquainted on 1DA reform agenda, which would transform Philippine agriculture into a modernized agri-fishery sector. So allow me to give you some overview of what 1DA reform agenda is all about. Next slide, please. Okay, I think this has been the interview conducted by PTV Philippines regarding 1DA. I suppose that the interviewee was no less than our very own Secretary of the Department of Agriculture. Kaya lang medyo walang sounds. Talaga naman. Okay, anyway, let's move on to the next slides.
Hello.
Sa kabila ng pandemya, sasahang narito.
Next slide, please. Let's move on to the first strategy, which is Bayanihan Agri-Clusters. Farm clustering and consolidation, which will be known as the Bayanihan Agri-Clusters, involves the integration of government interventions, such as provision of loans, farm mechanization, free seeds and fertilizers, and market support to organized farmers and fisherfolk groups. It aims to empower stakeholders to reduce production cost, gain more benefits from the agriculture value chain, and direct interventions to achieve economies of scale. So we have been going around the region because we would like our different cooperatives and farmers associations to organize themselves, which we can call as Bayanihan Agri-Clusters. On the next slide, collective action or cooperatives development. Next slide, please. Pakibalik lang doon. Talaga. Next, second slide. The collective action cooperative development. Scroll back lang. Bakit nagpo-forward?
Excuse me. Teka lang po ha, inaayos lang po namin dito. Saglit lang.
Sa kabila ng pandemya, nagpatuloy ang Department of Agriculture sa pagsasakatuparan sa 1DA reform agenda. Isa sa hangarin nito ay i-transform. Sa kabila ng pandemya,
Let's move on to slide 2. Collective action, cooperative development. This is another strategy under the 1DA reform agenda. That means that a collective action involving the organization of farmers and fishers into cooperative or business entities to become viable group or unit of production, enjoying higher efficiencies in operations and improved profits. Linkages between organized farmers and major players in the food industry must be established to gain a steady market for their produce. The concept of the big brother, small brother arrangement between major agribusiness firms and organized agriculture smallholder will also facilitate the transfer of technologies. Next slide. On province-led agriculture and fisheries extension system, we envision to strengthen the collaboration between the DA, local government units, the academe, and private sector. The provincial agricultural and fisheries extension system will be institutionalized to bring extension services closer to the grassroots level. With the FAPIS, or the Province-Led Agriculture and Fisheries Extension System, the province serves as an extension hub that synchronizes agricultural plans and programs, as well as orchestrate the activities of the various stakeholders. They will co-plan, co-invest, co-implement, and co-monitor priority projects in the provinces, particularly as they embark on commodity specializations to maximize cooperative advantage or comparative advantage. Number 4 strategy is the mobilization and empowerment of partners. The DA will pursue a policy of active participation and partnership with the private sector in establishing more agri-based industries in the countryside and developing markets for agriculture products. In particular, the DA will continuously forge or create partnerships with the local government units and individual provinces. Now on number 5 strategy, which is diversification. Next slide, please. Farmers, particularly those involved in the production of rice, corn, and coconut, will be encouraged and supported to diversify into other commodities, such as vegetables and other high-value seasonal crops, to boost the income of our farmers. Number 6 strategy is the credit support. The DA, through its Agricultural Credit Policy Council, will now focus on promoting active participation of the banking sector and government financial institutions in the rural financial systems. Just a few weeks ago, probably you have learned that the Agri-Agra law has been modified or revised by Congress. Instead of the 20% loanable amount provided by our government financial institutions, it has been increased to 25, I think, and 20 for the agrarian reform beneficiaries, and no, 10 for agrarian reform beneficiaries and 15 for all farmers who are availing credit or loan support from the government. Then on the 7th strategy is the technology and innovation, including digital agriculture. What we are doing now is an example of how we are trying to reach out as many audiences or trying to establish some partnership through digital technology. So in the agriculture sector, digital technology and innovations such as the e-Kadiwa and the use of data analytics will be introduced or leveraged throughout the food value chain and logistics, starting with the efficient distribution of inputs to farmers enrolled in the so-called registry system for basic sectors in agriculture, or RSBSA. So at the moment, we are very optimistic that the local government units would help us out in trying to convince our farmers in the countryside to enroll or to register with the RSBSA. Otherwise, all the interventions coming from the government will not be received by the farmer who is not registered with RSBSA. Also, crop production will be monitored using digital database to strengthen the digitization of farming and agribusiness activities in the country, to pave the way for the agriculture 4.0. When we speak of agriculture 4.0, of course, we are referring to the new trend, worldwide agricultural trend happening now, wherein we try to address the problems on climate change, of course, the lack of labor, farm labor, and inundation of our environment, and the use of highly mechanized farming system. So that's agriculture 4.0. Now on the 8 strategies, farm mechanization and infrastructure investments. Of course, vital rural infrastructure, such as the farm-to-market roads, irrigation systems, post-harvest facilities, storage, tolling, processing, and marketing facilities, in partnership with the private sector and concerned agencies and LGUs, will be aligned and planned out according to their impact on supply, market, and climate change. The private sector and the local government units will also be engaged in the creation of food hubs and the establishment of efficient transport and logistics system. By the way, we have been trying to reach out to our farmers, especially those organized group, no? Just last month of May, we were able to distribute hauling trucks to those cooperative now trying to market their produce. So meron kaming 4 na trucks, hauling trucks, na have been distributed last month of May to our established cooperatives region-wide. Then we go to number 9 strategy, which is climate change adaptation and mitigation measures. The DA will aggressively pursue an institutionalized regional and provincial climate risk and vulnerability assessment to inform proactive measures during typhoon and other natural disasters. The regional field office will be regional field office staff will be deployed and strengthened for early warning advisories and disaster risk management activities. Next, number 10 is food safety and regulations. Of course, we are not only concerned about food security, but also food safety and regulations. This is to ensure that the DA will focus on funding and activities in mitigating the effects of plant and animal diseases by improving laboratory and research facilities, building up traceability system, and unifying sanitary and phytosanitary control measures. Number 11, the agri-industrial business corridors. The DA will pursue the establishment of agri-industrial business corridors, or the so-called ABC, with fisheries management areas and trading posts to provide smallholder farmers and fisherfolk access to resources, including state-of-the-art production technology, hatcheries and nurseries, capital and value-adding facilities. Now, next is the 12th strategy, global trade, export development, and promotion. So to strengthen the competitiveness of provinces and regions in the production of specific crops, the value chain will be the center of program and project rollouts, from mechanizing farm practices, developing processing facilities, and incubating export-oriented businesses in agri-industrial business corridors. Smallholders will be given the chance to hold up their end of the value chain as suppliers of raw materials to be processed into export products. The Department of Agriculture will rally provinces and regions into championing their own high-value crops with vast export potential. More than ever, the DA will safeguard existing international cooperation to open up avenues for global trade expansion. Next, number 13 is full service processing, logistics, and marketing support. The DA will harmonize local production schedules and supply chain activities in its supervision of supply, importation, and price stability, which is the key for the empowerment and profitability of our farmers. Kadiwa and Ikadiwa will level up through increased partnership with the local government units and intensified procurement and marketing of farmers' produce. So you have seen in the past 2 years that we have mobilized our agriculture and agribusiness marketing division to really come up with regular Kadiwa markets, and even the local government units all throughout the region have been adopting this e-Kadiwa or Kadiwa marketing outlet. An improved national agriculture logistic system will be developed to speed up and reduce transport and distribution costs from production to consumption, including export destinations. So you might be wondering if Region 8 is taking the plunge of trying to improve the quality of our products. Actually, just a while ago, my partner, my colleague in Ravis has told you that the outstanding rural women nominee that we have is now engaging or venturing into some livelihood enterprises, which she envisioned to really produce high-quality products, which later on can be exported to other countries. Now on number 14 key strategy, agriculture career system. As higher education institutions and agricultural state colleges and universities are challenged to produce the next generation of farmers and agripreneurs, the DA will also actively form partnerships and linkages for internship and promote agriculture as a viable, formative, and professional track, especially in rural areas. Just yesterday, I am happy to inform you that we have awarded at least 3 million pesos to the Kabataang Agribis, which is a club organized by young farmers, not only in Leyte, but other provinces as well. So 60 young farmers have gathered yesterday, and these 60 young farmers, we look up to them as our new breed of farmers who will pursue agriculture endeavors in the respective municipalities. The DA will play an advisory role in strengthening curricula in the agricultural sciences and integrating this in the dynamism of university systems and the projects of nation building. It will enhance the capacity of the sector to absorb agriculture and agribusiness graduates through a merit and incentive system. It will stabilize its own manpower capacity to attract the brightest and the most talented agriculture graduates through competitive compensation packages and upward career mobility. And looking at the young farmers yesterday, they have that great passion to really pursue their proposals. By the way, they have submitted agricultural proposals, projects. That's why those 60 young farmers yesterday were actually the winners of the agribusiness, Kabataang Agribusiness Challenge, which was a brainchild of Senator Amy Marcos, together with the Secretary of the Department of Agriculture. Now, on the 15th strategy, education and training or agribusiness management. Education and training will be conducted with focus on helping farmers learn and improve their knowledge and skills in entrepreneurship and farm business management, coupled with industrialization, agripreneurship that will serve as core strategy to modernize the country's agriculture sector, create employment and income opportunities, and uplift millions of smallholder farmers. This is a system for certifying agribusiness managers. So we will be tapping the TESDA and the Agricultural Training Institute to conduct various capability enhancement activities and trainings region-wide. And it is even happening now as we have lots of accredited learning sites and farm schools in the region. Then we have the youth, number 16, the youth. Number 16, the youth and women engagement. Information dissemination on long-term agricultural programs, practices, and learning platforms will target the engagement of youth and women. As the active population of farmers and fishers enter senior citizenship, the DA will aid in the transition of the largest and most competitive agri-enterprises, into the management of a younger crop of leaders, scientists, and researchers. So we have been saying that our farmers, the average age of our farmers now is between 57 years old to 60. So we are trying to entice more young farmers to really help us out in promoting farming, considering that we now have a highly mechanized way of producing food. So yun, we will be actually giving them assistance in terms of machineries, in terms of logistics and other capability enhancement for the young farmers to really say that after all, producing food is not that difficult or back-breaking activity. Number 17, ease of doing business and transparent procurement. The Department of Agriculture will continue to pursue internal cleansing and strengthen the synchronized effort to institute a more transparent, technology-driven, and transparent procurement of our procurement of interventions that will be distributed to our farmers, like the machineries, tools, and equipment, including the constructions of vital infrastructure support, like the farm-to-market road, irrigation system, and so on and so forth. On number 18, strategic communications. This is where the Regional Agriculture and Fisheries Information is trying to really put so much emphasis on different aspect or component of the One Day reform agenda. The DA will pursue comprehensive and proactive communication strategies for the agri-fishery sector and to strengthen awareness among stakeholders, our partners, just like the AGIO and the general public. This will involve the integration of the department's key information, education, and communications responsibilities. We will employ not only the traditional offline, but also the modern online channels. Kaya lang, sometimes, just like what happened earlier, medyo may mga glitches, and we will try to somehow overcome this in our next activities. Now, the DA will pursue a comprehensive and proactive communication for the agri-fishery sector and to strengthen awareness among stakeholders, partners, and the public. This will involve the integration of the department's key information and all partners for development. So if you will see on the slide, this is the actually the synopsis of what One DE reform agenda is all about. Notice that there are 4 pillars in trying to attain the transformation of Philippine agriculture. One is consolidation. Next is modernization. Third is industrialization. And number 4, professionalization. I have already discussed to you the different key strategies. And overarching or cutting across all these pillars is of course the strategic communication. So itong ginagawa natin ngayon is part of the strategic communication activities wherein we try to reach out to our partners and let them know what we in the Department of Agriculture is doing. Together with you as partners, we have no doubt that we can be able to overcome and convince our farmers, the local government officials, our policymakers, and all the influencers in our society to rally behind the transformation of agriculture in the next coming years. So that's the one-day reform agenda, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Can we ask the administrator to please show the video kung ano itong
Sa kabila ng pandemya, nagpatuloy ang Department of Agriculture sa pagsasakatuparan sa 1DA
let's
reform
listen to
agenda.
the
Isa sa hangarin nito ay
video.
i-transform at gawing moderno ang sektor ng pagsasaka. Alamin natin ang mga hakbang na kanilang isinasagawa kasama si Department of Agriculture Assistant Secretary Noel Reyes dito sa aming kita.
Siguradong pagkain sa buong bansa. Siguradong pagkain sa buong bansa.
Negatibo man ang naging epekto ng pandemya sa karamihan sa atin, ito naman ang nakitang oportunidad ng kagawaran ng agrikultura para bumuo ng estratehiya na magdudulot ng pangmatagalang epekto. Ito ang 1DA Reform Agenda.
1DA, ibig sabihin, buong pamilya ng DA agencies kasi marami po ang DA. So, buo 1DA family. Nagkaroon po kami ng 18 strategies, key strategies yung 1DA Reform Agenda na nakatuon sa 4 na pillars. Ito parang pinakahaligi, no? Consolidation, modernization, industrialization, sa professionalization.
Sa 4 na pillars ng 1DA Reform Agenda ay nakapaloob ang 18 key strategies at may components kung saan may kanya-kanya itong specialization.
Sa consolidation po, 6 na key strategies: bayanihan agri-clusters, collective action o cooperative development, province-led agriculture and fisheries extension systems, mobilization and empowerment of partners, diversification at credit support. Sa modernization naman po, 4 na strategies: technology and innovation including digital agriculture. Number 8, farm mechanization and infrastructure investments. Pansyam, climate change adaptation and mitigation measures. Pansampu, food safety and regulation. Sa industrialization naman po, ang ibig sabihin nito, kulang po kung ma-modernize o mechanize. Dapat itong ma-industrialize. 3 pong strategies dito para ma-achieve yun: agri-industrial business corridors, global trade and export development and promotion, at pang-13, post-harvest processing, logistics, and marketing support. Finally, sa pang-4 na pillar o haligi ay yung professionalization, empowerment ito ng mga tao, kagaya ng agribusiness career system, education and training, agribusiness management, youth and women engagement, at ease of doing business and transparent procurement.
Sa ilalim ng key strategies na ito, hangad ng DA na baguhin at mas lalo pang pagyamanin ang sektor ng ating agrikultura. Dahil sa oras na mangyari ito ay paniguradong malaki ang mayaambag nito sa pag-unlad ng ating bansa.
Ito ang haligi para ma-achieve yung transformation ng Philippine agriculture into a modern sector, no? Na competitive at food and secure and resilient. Magsasaka, mangisda ay ma-empower at magkaroon ng pera, yumaman. At siyempre, umunlad ang ating bansa at magkaroon ng sapat, affordable na pagkain. So matotal, no? I-transform ang Philippine agriculture, ma-modernize, no? Yan po ang kabuuan yan.
Sa pagpasok ng pandemya sa ating bansa, higit nating nakita ang mahalagang papel ng sektor ng agrikultura. Kaya naman ibinuhos din ng DA ang sama-samang lakas upang mas mapagyaman ito.
Pinakamaganda doon, nakita natin kung gaano kahalaga ang pagkain. At nakita din natin yung self-reliance. No? Ibig sabihin ngayon, dumami ang plantitas. Nagkaroon ng awareness sa urban agriculture. Kami ngayon, gumana yung urban agriculture, nag-provide kami ng mga buto, planting materials, at syempre technologies.
Sa kabila ng mga pagsubok na kinakaharap ng ating bansa ay hindi tumitigil ang DA na maglusad ng mga programa na hindi lamang makatutugon sa ating mga pangangailangan kundi makapag-aangat din sa ekonomiya ng ating bansa.
Kagaya po nung sa Build, meron po tayong plant program. Again, patuloy po ang ating pagpupursige para ma-achieve itong goals natin.
Kasama ng buong puwersa ng kagawaran ng agrikultura ay makakamit natin ang kaunlaran kung tayo ay makikiisa sa mga ipinatutupad na programa. Ipinapakita nito na bagamat negatibo ang epekto ng pandemya sa kasalukuyan, sa pamagitan ng kooperasyon at suporta ay magdudulot ito ng mas mataas na ani at kita sa ating mga magsasaka at mangingisda.
Siguradong pagkain sa buong bansa.
Yeah, thank you very much po. So, hello. Yan. Much, sir, before we proceed, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Miss Jasmine Francisco Calzita, Deputy Information Officer, ma'am. She's the Secretary of the AGIO 8. No? So, also, would like to acknowledge the virtual presence of Miss Alma Genotiva from PRC Tacloban Region 8. Tama? Oh, andito pala si ma'am. Hi, ma'am. Yun, dito pala si ma'am. Sorry. So, thank you, ma'am, sa pagdalo, So, I'd like to inform everyone that we are live streamed at PI8 FB page, Philippine Information Agency Region 8. So, pwede natin i-check, because we are live stream, makikita natin dito Facebook page ng PI8. So again, thank you very much, Sir Francis, for your discussion about the 1DA reform agenda. So before we proceed to the strategic communication plan, i-show namon ang video San Policarpo, and World Food Day, that activity was in line sa World Food Day celebration of 2021. So we distributed food bags to 41 families, poorest families in Barangay Bangon, San Policarpo, Eastern Samar. So, yeah.
Ito ng bagong pananaw sa produksyon, malakas ang kooperasyon. Katuwang ng mga magsasaka, ang pamahalaan at pribadong sektor. Dadagdagan ang kaalaman sa kabuhayan, sa negosyo, pahuhusayin ang
Mula susunod na bulan ng October 15, ang insiselebrado ng World Food Day. So, ginagawa ang mga tao na bukos sa kalimutan na iselebrado ang iningaw ng World Food Day. Nananakot si Secretary ng Agriculture na ang Department of Tuhan, ang sa region, probinsya, munisipyo, barangay, na amon at atong karagan nila food packs yung distribution natin. Sa mga kapitser, kayo pilit, ito ang siya sa pulis. Ito ang bagay na tumagal. Kaya yung recipient, kaya yung assistance, hindi ako yung pulit, gato yung mga tumakyo, ito ang bagay mo, ito ang bagay.
Today is a very demonstration, not just for the Department of Agriculture, but for the entire system. As we celebrate our food heroes, the true reason why we alive is trying to survive amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. Kapag yung mga sir, ganina, nag-invite na ka sir, nag-invite ka, ang Department of Agriculture mas deny ang limit. Bago mo ulam. Ako ang inigundang ng mga nagpungan ang secretary ko very active. Kung magkakamo, ang challenge na, not only for DA, but for the AGIO. Kasi challenge na to. You might be the poorest now, but that does not mean that that cannot change. Atong panahon ko, pwede mo din maka-project o pag-milking o Caravan. So, ito panagin mo yung livelihood assistance. These are the things that we will try sa inyong yun na barangay so that next year, dili na mo pures. Kamu na yung chef. That is your challenge.
Katuwang ng mga magsasaka, ang pamahalaan at pribadong sektor.
Hello, magpahingadlaw kayo sa tanan. Yan po Mayor Thelma Ulishan ang San Policarpo Eastern Samar na naging recipient at World Food Day Celebration. Yan ang 2020. Ang mga po ini nga activity, labi lang kadang hatag yung bugas, mga food items, kadang atan mga baranguma. So recipient ini nga barangay which is considered as one of the poorest barangay. Darang harayo itirangat to, and then diri pa masyado pa itong group. Nga na, kapag kaya na, darang ito nga mga seeds nga ngay panhatag, aghatan ko itira, ipananong itira nga, we are going to provide them pag-tractor ito nga mga lands nga ira karuyag. Kuna inhira pagtatanong ito nga mga seeds nga yung ginhatag ng DA.
Ako nga pala si Junila Calap, ang Barangay Bangon, 25 anyos. Nagpapasalamat kami, hindi akong salamat nga kami na napili ini nga programa. Dara ini nga pandemic, dakwin ini nga pakabulig para haamon. Utro damo nga salamat.
Ako Elizabeth Picardal, Han Barangay Bangon, San Puli. Usa ako nga nagpapasalamat ini nga programa nga nakakarawat ako in food assistance tikan handi Department of Agriculture. Dako gud nga pakabulig han amon pamilya og sugad man han ibang mga nakakarawat hini. Salamat po.
Ako ay Chari Morales Alaso, taga Barangay Bangon, San Policarpo Eastern Samar. Anak kong edad 36 anyos na. Dako nga pasalamat ini nga programa nga dinateng yana hamon nga dako nga bulig han akong pamilya nga makakatagamtam yan nga pandemic. Nagpapasalamat ako tikang habaw-baw nga naging beneficiary ako ano sa nga proyekto World Poor Day 2021 celebration. Damo-damo nga salamat hayo nga tanan.
Sa buong bansa.
In San Policarpo Eastern Samar. Okay, so as you've noticed, medyo lagi here, no? So it's one realization also that despite the technological advancements, there are also limitations to that. So our viewing comfort is highly depends on the internet connectivity. So medyo mahinay, for sure, medyo mahinay natin internet connection niya na. Kaya medyo lagi. So anyway, now let's proceed to the next discussion, which is the strategic communication plan, the DA strategic communication plan. So this will still be discussed by our Chief of Office, no, Sir Francisco Rosaroso, sir.
Okay, so nakita nyo kanina yung World Food Day celebration natin sa Eastern Samar. And the regional and the national office of the Department of Agriculture is actually simultaneously celebrating our World Food Day. So doon sa website ng National Day, they are also now live streaming the activity in central office. Now, so the reason that one of the reasons actually in having this meeting is also to solicit some suggestions or any comment coming from my fellow AGIO members and officers as regards to our communication plan for the Department of Agriculture as far as the implementation of the different programs and project is concerned. So my very first question is, why the need for a harmonized strategic communication support plan? So siguro, alam naman natin na isa sa pinaka-basic and very important resource in every organization is the communication component. If we will not be able to put our message across to the target audience, there is a possibility that the general public will not appreciate what the agency is doing. Next slide, please. So, no less than the Secretary of the Department of Agriculture is saying that we must apply the one-day agenda to transform the sector by employing major strategies towards a modern and industrialized Philippine agriculture. So here, I am highlighting the 18th key strategy of the one-day reform agenda, which is the strategic communications. Of course, the DA will pursue, as what I have said a while ago, a comprehensive and proactive communication strategy for our agri-fishery sector to strengthen awareness among stakeholders, partners, and the general public. So our main objective is really to involve the integration of the department's key information, education and communications responsibilities. Why I am saying this? Because DA per se, the DA regional office is not the only agency that is implementing the program and projects of the Department of Agriculture. We have the bureaus and attached agencies like the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, the National Food Authority, the Bureau of Animal Industry, the Bureau of Plant Industry, the PCIC or the Philippine Insurance, Crop Insurance Corporations, although the PCIC has been lately been transferred from DA to Department of Finance. But then we consider them as part of the DA family. Next slide, please. So our 18th strategic communication support, the 18th strategy, if you will notice, we have the so-called strategic communication group developed or established at the central office, which is being headed by no less than Assistant Secretary Noel Reyes. Magkatabi sila ni Secretary William Dar during a virtual presser. And mind you, we have every Tuesday and Thursday, the National DA Office conducts virtual praiser, which is being hosted by no less than the Assistant Secretary, Noel Reyes. Rafis is under Assistant Secretary Noel Reyes. Next slide, please. We have this memorandum signed by the Secretary to come up with a unified or harmonized communication strategy throughout among the different agencies under the Department of Agriculture. The branding, if you will notice, we have the One Day logo, we have also the Masaganang Ani at Mataas na Kita na logo. These are constant features of communication materials that we are producing. This is in line with the Secretary's mandate to come up with a brand playbook. So meron kaming branding among all agencies under the Department of Agriculture. Next slide, please. So branding refers to distinct image or trademark. We produce a briefer about the One Day, which I have at the right side. That's the One Day logo. That includes the salient features, identifying the key strategies, which I have just presented a while ago. Then we also develop a style guide for the use of One Day, different materials such as documents, PowerPoint presentations, backdrop, certificates, infographics, memes, and other kind of IEC materials. We also have a logo, theme song, tagline, which you have heard during the World Food Day in San Policarpo. Yun ang isa sa mga theme song ngayon ng Department of Agriculture. You have heard noon yung Masagana 99, siguro ito naman yung modern version ngayon ng Masagana 99. Next slide, please. So, ano yung mga plano namin under the Strategic Communication Plan? Strategies and messaging for each component to be laid out, taking note of the timelines and target audience. So, the Regional Agriculture Fisheries Information Section has already crafted strategic communication plan for 2021 to 2024. But these are not written in or cast in stones, no? That's why I'm saying that we will be soliciting the advice or suggestions of our key partners as to the efficiency and effectiveness of each and every communication activity that we will be doing. We also have the Communication Crisis Management Plan for our African swine fever. As you notice, we already declare one of municipalities here in Leyte as free from African swine fever, and that is Abuyog, wherein the case index happened in that municipality last January 2021. So in just about 8 months, we were able to declare ESA-free status to Abuyog. Effective, the collaboration and cooperation between the national, the local, and the private sector in trying to address the problem on African swine fever. Next slide, please. Through the years, it was observed that the general public and concerned stakeholders have low awareness of the various yet complementary functions, mandate, and activities of the Department of Agriculture and each member of the DA family. So maraming nagtatanong sa amin, ano po yung PhilFIDA? Ano yung National Food Authority? Ano yung mandate nila? How about the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources? Are they part of the Department of Agriculture? Yes, they are member of our DE family. Instructed or mandated our regional directors from each agency to collaborate with the strategic communication so that we will be having a harmonized and comprehensive communication activities as one family. The desired engagement with the general public and concerned stakeholders on the agency's ultimate goal for a food secure and resilient Philippines with empowered and prosperous farmers and fisherfolk makes it difficult to ensure participatory development and attainment of masaganang ani, mataas na kita. So yun ang bali main slogan natin sa Department of Agriculture, yung masaganang ani, mataas na kita. Sabi nila, these are twins, no? Si ani at si kita. There could be no, the one could not exist without the other. Yun ang bali pinupurso natin na mandate or vision sa Department of Agriculture. Dapat masagana ang ani, then mataas ang kita ng ating mga magsasaka at mangingisda. Next slide, please. Through a series of media interactions, press conference, and info caravans, with the help of our key partners like the PIA, we received feedback relative to low information awareness, public engagements were noted and or documented. So what we are doing now is also fully documented so that we will be able to further enhance our 1DA strategic communication plan for this year up to year 2024. So if you will notice, it cut across or it goes beyond the term of the current dispensation. Meaning to say, year 2022 up to 2024, we still be able to implement this 1DA reform agenda. Next slide, please. The 1DA strategic communication plan aims, number one, to increase awareness and understanding of the roles, functions, structures, programs, and activities of the DA family. Not only the DA regional office, as I said, but also the members, the line bureaus and attached agencies under the DA family. Number two, we will promote and strengthen the engagement and participation of the farmers and fisherfolk, local governments, and other stakeholders in the development of our agri-fishery sector in Eastern Visayas. Next slide, please. With a clear framework, the DA family will be able to implement an integrated and coordinated strategic advocacy to ensure that our goals are met. This is comprised of comprehensive advocacy strategies, also designed to communicate and define the role of stakeholders in agriculture and fishery development. Through this, we can nurture a well-engaged and participative farming fishing community to be potent partners in ensuring the achievement of a bountiful harvest and increased income, or the masaganang ani at mataas na kita. Next slide, please. Okay, so there are two main components or phase that comprised our strategic communication plan. Number one is awareness and retention. Number two is public engagement. As we all know, phase one is actually trying to provide ideas regarding the different projects and programs which is being initiated by the Department of Agriculture, including those of the local government units, because we want the people to know that there is a collaboration and close coordination among major players in the agriculture industry. So we now include the key partners, the local government units. That's why we have the PAFIs. Then number two, we will try to convince our partner farmers and the public to engage in trying to help out the government in food security and food production and ensuring the food safety and quality of our food products. So yun, meron tayong mga different major players. Nandyan yung mga traditional farmers, modern farmers, represented of course by our young farmers, which we have launched yesterday. Nagkaroon tayo ng awarding doon sa startup capital, which is 3 million for 60 individual farmers. Next. So sa phase 1, our objective is to build awareness and understanding of the functions and roles of the DA member agencies, its structures, programs, and activities. The key message that we would like to put across is to assure that the DA, with its One DA reform agenda, is a new holistic strategy where we continue to extend efficient delivery of our programs and services to farmers and fisherfolk, including our key partners or key stakeholders. Next slide, please. So under the phase 1 also, we will be creating information advocacy team group to facilitate, maintain, and monitor the activities proposed in the strategic communication plan. So when we say creation of information advocacy team, we also include our key partners from the PIA, from other agencies, to be a part of the advocacy team for Region 8, so that you can help us out in trying to promote all these programs and projects of the government. Not only the national, as I said, pati yung mga programs ng ating local government units. Just like the programs initiated by the province of Leyte, yung MIC project niya. And then in Southern Leyte, we also have the recovery program of Governor Mercado. And the rest of the governors, they have their own advocacy. Like sa Samar, kay Governor Tan, meron silang Spark Samar. And the other local chief executives. Next slide, please. Sa phase 2 naman, on public engagement, the objective is to promote productive public engagement with the DA family as to the various programs and activities that we are providing. Then the key message is matatag na ugnayan ng mga magsasaka at mangingisda, gobyerno at negosyo tungo sa masaganang ani at mataas na kita. Next slide. Then we will be conducting monthly traditional media briefing to discuss the latest and most relevant topics or updates that the Regional Management Council or the DA family is doing, what the DA family is doing to address or solve those issues. Then monthly online question and answer session with the DRMC official. In this aspect, we are of course asking the help of our PIA because they have the logistics, they have the, Ma'am Erna, you have that established program, Panindugan, Soroswerte sa PIA, which I think could be very, very useful in disseminating our programs sa Department of Agriculture. Our specific message is ipaalam ang totoong kalagayan ng lahat. Kalagayan ng ating mga magsasaka, kalagayan ng ating mga mangingisda. At ito ang gagabay sa ating mga plano. Next. So, what are the immediate action points? Our DE family should agree on the creation of the advocacy team to serve as policy advisory body in relation to the conduct of strategic communication programs or activities and projects. Dito, gusto ko sana, I was proposing that the Association of Government Info Officers could also be part of our advocacy group. Then we will mainstream the one-day reform agenda in our mass information and dissemination campaign. The DA family members should formulate and allocate funds for a unified and harmonized strategic communication support plan. I remember during our previous meetings sa Association of Government Information Officers, when I was still the AGIO president until now, we are actually clamoring for grassroots information campaign. Nakuan la siguro. Hindi lang natuloy because of this pandemic. But we are looking forward to a more cohesive and collaborative information dissemination with the group of our Association of Government Information Officers. Next slide, please. So, itong mga traditional media, hindi rin ito mawawala. The print, for example, we will still produce and distribute printed materials like leaflets, brochures, posters, tarps, newsletters, among others, in which the content are aligned to our key strategies, yung 18 key strategies and the 4 pillars. We will be having also a display area about one day to be set up in every office lobby. Those who would like to help us, kahit hindi siya member of the DE family, could also request for copies of our info materials, especially DTI, no? Saka yung Department of Tourism, and those other members of the DAR, DNR family, saka DILG. Then we will be having our regular issuance of press releases and news updates. And you can see it in our website or our DE Facebook accounts. Next slide, please. Sa broadcast naman, continue pa rin yung airing of radio programs, radio plugs, in the dissemination of our major trust and priority programs of the DE family. Right now, we are having school on the air, especially in Borongan. We have the ongoing school on the air on smart rice agriculture, and there are 3,000 rice farmers enrolled in that school on the air on smart rice agriculture. So this is one key strategy that we will be sustaining in the upcoming years. The conduct of school on the air or university on the air. Then, of course, the coming up of success stories, the feature article, video documentaries of farmer beneficiaries and stakeholders under each key strategy. Actually, ginagawa naman natin ito. In every agency, we try to come up with success stories because these are actually testimonies or testaments that indeed all our programs and projects are reaping fruits. Diba? Dapat mayroong success stories na sinusulat ng bawat ahensya natin. Next, the use of internet. Online resources available at the DA official website to help clients easily find a reference. No? So if you would like to know the updates of the activities and programs sa DA, you just access our DA official website. A social media plan where there will be regular postings of news, infographics, quotes, memes, live stream, or video clips related to one DA and the key strategies. So we are also encouraging our partners or readers to make use of hashtag in the social media so that we could reach out to many viewers and audience. Online seminar, webinar series on Facebook, Zoom, Google Meet, or any other platform that will feature topics related to the key strategies. And we have this DA Quarantalk Ani at Kita online program. Kung mayroon kaming importanteng mga major activities like yung Gawad Saka, yung anniversary ng DA, and even yung mga webinars or meetings na major meetings natin together with our officials, nag-o-online viewing, nag-o-online program po tayo dito sa DA Quarantalk Ani at Kita. Next slide, please. So, mayroon din tayong interpersonal and linkaging. So we will not be focusing mainly on the traditional as well as the social media, but also continue with our interpersonal and linkaging activities. Kasi if you want to persuade or convince our farmers to adopt technology, of course, sabi nila, mas maganda yung may nakikita sila. To see is to believe. So, isa doon yung pakikipag-ugnayan sa ating mga farmers in person. Kasi mas maganda pag mayroong personal touch if you go down to the grassroots. No? You don't have to rely mainly on the information technology. Then the briefing orientation with other information stuff, providing refresher courses on writing or even public speaking or photography to connect with the local media outlets from different provinces and major cities and other strategic communication activities. So if you notice on the last item is the strengthening of partnership between the DA and the PIA so that and the other mainstream media. So we always put PIA on top of our list when it comes to partnerships. Then capability development, providing training and other capability enhancement to our information staff. We can also collaborate with other agencies to be able to conduct capability enhancement training. Then we develop or use software and strategies in strengthening programs and activities in information dissemination. Of course, the upgrading of equipment and accessories shall also be considered. Next. So yun, in a nutshell, that was the salient points of our one-day strategic communication plan. But it doesn't mean that it is already cast in stones, no? That's why we are here to hear some comments, some suggestions, and other inputs coming from our partners, no? So you can give us constructive criticism. Your constructive criticism or suggestions are welcome. And we need our partners to tell us from the point of view of outsider looking in, so that we will be able to further enhance or improve our communication strategies. Yun kasi ang gusto natin mangyari. That's why nandito po tayo para matulungan nyo kami at may paalam din sa inyo kung ano yung ginagawa ng Department of Agriculture. Kasi in our previous meetings, sinasabi natin na medyo kulang pa yung mga promotions, yung information dissemination activities that we are doing. Not only DA but other agencies as well. Lahat naman tayo ganon. But for us, this is now the time to give us some feedback kung ano yung dapat namin gawin para ma-enhance, ma-further improve pa natin yung communication activities ng DA. Kasi yun lang, doon lang natin magagawa. Doon lang namin, we are open for any suggestions, constructive suggestions. Sana naman matulungan nyo kami. Okay? So with that, I'd like to again say that we are ready to accept any suggestions, comments, inputs coming from you. Magandang umaga at magandang tanghali sa ating lahat.
Yes, good afternoon, Sir Francis. So, as Sir Francis mentioned, we are ready to get mga suggestions, opinions, kung ano yung mga masisiring to representation of the 1DA strategic communication plan. So I am inviting everyone, especially those who are nasa online to kung mayroon kayong masasabi or kung mayroon kayong opinion about or suggestion about the strategic communication plan, you can pwede po kayo makapagsalita, or you can pwede nyo i-chat sa chat box. Okay, so may mga tanong po ba tayo? Okay, our friends here in the venue, kung may mga questions, do you have question, ma'am? Wala? Sa sa online, baka may mga tanong po tayo. We have questions po. Pwede po natin ilagay sa chat box kung hindi po natin, kung medyo ayaw natin magsalita online. Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Actually, this is not a question. This is a comment of the presentation of Sir Francis. What I say is that the reform agenda is very promising. Every time kasi, because I am a plantita. And then every time people ask me what to do after my retirement, ang akong talaga dream is to be a farmer. So, looking at the presentation kanina, listening at the presentation, parang why wait for the retirement? Maybe I have to start as early as now. But this time, this is not for myself, but I am thinking of organizing an association in our small community in Northern Samar, in the island of San Antonio, so that I can also invite somebody from DA to speak and to present their programs. That is very promising, sir. The program is very promising, and I thank you for this opportunity. That is why I was attending a while ago online, but I decided to came here in person so that I can also be enlightened with the programs of the Department of Agriculture. Thank you so much.
Well, that's a very nice comment, no? Thank you so much, ma'am. Actually, you're right. We need not have to wait for our retirement. Mag-practice tayo habang nandiyan pa tayo sa active duty, no? In fact, that is also one of the advocacies of DA. Those who are professionals, no? Meaning those who are now having their respective work, dapat mag-practice na tayo. As you said, you are a plantita. That's a good pastime, no? But at the same time, you are earning. So we should encourage other people or other interested individuals to go on with to venture into farming. Not necessarily the big ones, no? The big time. Let's start from small. Yung nagplant ka ng mga vegetables sa nakapat or in vertical or horizontal arrangement. Maganda yun para sa consumption ng ating family. You will have yung tinatawag natin na food, yung faith always in the home. Faith. So thank you.
In support for the DA program, if you are familiar with the career guidance advocacy program, it is the program of the Department of Labor and Employment, and we also have PRC, CHED, and there is DOST. Every time I have a career advocacy program, I always promote agriculture na profession.
Wow.
Yes, ini-emphasize ko talaga yung agriculture na course, yung Bachelor of Science.
By the way, ma'am, you're affiliated with
I am with PRC po.
Okay.
Opo,
PRC.
with Professional Regulation Commission. Hello, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Opo. So every time nagkakandak ako ng career guidance advocacy program, I really emphasize hand farming and Department of Agriculture because farming is a very promising career.
And you were saying a while ago that you came from San Antonio.
I came from San Antonio.
The Pink Beach.
Yeah,
Di ba marami kayong
marami kaming
beach
beaches
resort.
doon, maraming beach resorts doon. But the Pink Beach is somewhere in San Vicente po.
San Vicente ba?
Opo.
Okay, neighboring island.
Opo,
No?
neighboring island.
But anyway, thank you so much, ma'am. That was a good input para naman magising yung ating mga other employees in the government. Right now, you need to start. Yung hobby lang muna, hobby-hobby. Yung magtatanim ka ng kung ano-anong vegetables.
Yes, I have hydroponic also
Wow.
at home. Kaya lang
Hydroponic
hindi successful because I don't know how to manage the hydroponic system.
Anyway, kung gusto mo ng hydroponics, meron tayong ongoing na mga techno-demo on hydroponics. Meron tayo sa Baybay, meron tayo sa Calbayog, meron tayo sa Boronga, may sa Katbalogan para malaman mo yung techniques din. You just have to communicate with us kung baka sakali magkaroon tayo ng opportunity for you to be able to witness kung ano yung technology na yan.
Yes, sir. Yung mga seeds ko is galing po sa inyo.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I would also like to add that in your own way, you can also help our food production through World Food Day. Di ba? May mga various activities. So thank you, ma'am. Just explore the website of the UNFAO. Damo di daan imong gisisaring nga You want to teach them how to plant, ganon-ganon. Damo ito dida nga mga tips nga aton makukuha. In fact, may dahil ito pledge a World Food Day. So thank you ma'am for being our partner ngan. We hope diri la usa kundi damot at magiging partner.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Tintin. Thank you very much, Ma'am Alma. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's good that we have friends who are, interested in agriculture, who are helping us to promote agriculture. Especially to the mga young ones, no. Kasi nga, di ba, sir, an ating average age for ating agriculture and farmers is 57 years old, so tumatanda na, and we are promoting agriculture aton mga kabataan. So again, ma'am, thank you very much po, and Ma'am Tintin, Sir Francis. So I think, may pa ba kitang mga questions before we take a break to have lunch? So do we still have, may mga questions po tayo sa participants natin online? Wala. Okay, wala pala. So again, thank you very much, Ma'am Alma, Sir Francis, for your presentation on the strategic communication plan and the 1DA reform agenda. So we will take a short break for lunch. So Sir Francis, go.
Sir Kevin,
Yes, sir.
we would like to remind our participants, especially from the virtual participants, mayroon tayong meeting later on.
Yes.
After the lunch break, susunod na kaagad yung AGIO meeting.
Okay po.
Yun na ang talagang the real score.
Okay. Sige po. Yeah, thank
Yung
you very
commitments
much.
natin at saka
Yes, sir.
yung mga updates coming from the different agencies.
Yes, sir.
So
Yun.
thank you so much for listening.
Okay. Sige, sir.
Back to you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sir Francis. And also, as Sir Francis mentioned, we will be having our AGIO meeting later. So, asya ito actually ato pinakahuhulatan, okay? And ato mga in-invite are the members of the AGIO 8, right? So, we will be having our presentation later, and updates also to the activities ng aton mga AGIO 8 members. So we will take a short break. Maglalansyani kita, no? So, salamat again. Thank you everyone pagpamatihan natin discussion earlier. So, thank you po.